Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a review of 4 Adagio teas, and all 4 of these teas are from the Earl Grey Teas 4 tea sampler. And the teas included in this are Earl Grey Bravo, Earl Grey Moonlight, Earl Grey Green, and rooibos Earl Grey. And I will link this down below in case you guys are interested. And I just wanted to put it out there that this is a review video. Obviously, these are just my opinions. Don't take these too seriously. We all have very, very different taste buds and taste in general. So something that I love, you may hate. Something that I hate, you may love. So if you want to form an actual opinion of these teas, make sure you do give them a try yourself. So what I'm going to do is start with the Earl Grey Bravo, because that's pretty much your classic Earl Grey, and the description on that is a classic blend with the fragrant essence of bergamot and zesty notes of orange rind, a frequent bestseller. And the ingredients in this Earl Grey Bravo are black tea, orange peels, and natural Earl Grey flavor. So with this one, I honestly felt like they kind of hit the mark. Like they didn't, I don't know. I'm kind of confused as to why a company would take something, you know, like a basic Earl Grey and not use true bergamot oil. And I think that's where the problem came in, because the black tea base was actually pretty good, but that Earl Grey flavor was so mellow that you really didn't hardly even pick it up. And as someone who's had many, many different Earl Greys, if someone would have handed me that cup, I wouldn't have known that it was actually Earl Grey. I think I would have been like, it's like Earl Grey, but there must be something else with it, because it didn't taste to me like a true Earl Grey. And I think it's because they used Earl Grey flavoring. So I really was kind of disappointed with that one. There's many, many other Earl Greys that I would recommend over this one. Stash Tea would be one. They have a great Earl Grey. In fact, if you're someone who really loves that Earl Grey flavor, Stash Tea actually has a double bergamot Earl Grey tea too, so it's like that bergamot flavor, but it's magnified to make it even more intense. And then I know Harney and Sons has a really, really good Earl Grey also. In fact, my sister-in-law, her favorite tea of all time is Earl Grey, so she has tried like every single brand's Earl Grey, and the Harney and Sons is her favorite. So there you go. Next up, let's talk about the Earl Grey Moonlight. And this is another one that I feel like it's very, very hard to get this one right. And I think that's with across the board in different brands, because this is what, you know, traditionally you would think of as like an Earl Grey cream. So the description on this is cream and vanilla combined to mellow the citrus notes of traditional Earl Grey for a dreamy, silky cup. So with this one, again, I was disappointed, but I'm not surprised by that, because a lot of brands I feel like struggle with Earl Grey cream. So with this one, you do have, I felt like, more of a bergamot flavor. So that was really good, but it still was more mellow than what I'm used to in an Earl Grey tea. And then the cream was there. It was, I guess the way I would describe it is you could tell that it was like a more mellow Earl Grey. But if you tried to actually pull this tea apart, I didn't feel like you could actually say, okay, I'm tasting the bergamot and I'm tasting the cream. I felt like it was just very, very, I don't even know what the right word would be. It was just very combined, but not, I mean, obviously you want it to be blended well and to be smooth, but this was more than that. It was like you couldn't even pick out those flavors, those individual flavors. And I felt like it needed more of the cream flavor. So I definitely felt like that one was lacking, and I was very, very bummed about that. Next up, let's talk about the Earl Grey Green. And the description on this one is green tea blended with the lively citrus flavor of bergamot creates a novel take on a classic favorite. And the ingredients in this are green tea, orange, natural bergamot flavor, and blue cornflowers. And this one I'm actually sipping on right now. And see, this one, it's very mellow. It's very light. The green tea is very light, but you get that true bergamot flavor. It's not very intense. So this is probably good for someone who likes a lighter Earl Grey, but I feel like this is at least the traditional taste of Earl Grey. This is one that I definitely feel like I want to play with more. Obviously, there's more in here, so I will be able to play with it more. I may try adding a little bit more than what they recommend on this one, just to see if it bumps up the flavor a little bit. But I feel like this one is very much on the right track. And I like that it's a green tea, because traditional Earl Grey has a black tea base. So I feel like this is definitely more unique, and I do really like that. And I do really, really like the flavors in here. I feel like they're very balanced. I just wish they were both a little bit more intense, like both the green tea and the Earl Grey part of it, the bergamot. But this is definitely that, I think they said they use bergamot flavor. Yes, bergamot flavor. So this is not even true bergamot oil, but you can tell like this is bergamot. Like it smells like bergamot, it tastes like bergamot. So they need to just get rid of the whole like Earl Grey flavor thing, in my opinion. And then the very last one that I tried was the rooibos Earl Grey, and the description on that says it's a caffeine-free twist on the traditional Earl Grey, offering the floral zest of bergamot in a smoother, sweeter blend. And this is the one that I think I was the most excited about, just because I don't even know that I've ever seen another company do rooibos Earl Grey, and maybe that's just because I haven't looked, but I was very excited about this because I felt like it was very unique. And the ingredients in this one are rooibos tea, orange, blue cornflowers, and natural bergamot flavor. Now this one blew it out of the park for me. This was definitely my favorite one of all of the Earl Greys in the box. And I'm kind of looking at my notes just so I can make sure I hit everything with you guys. So the rooibos base, I guess, to start with, was actually a very, very nice rooibos. You could definitely taste, you know, bits and pieces of like, you know, kind of like creamy vanilla, which I did find very interesting too, because if I was actually, of these 4 teas, if I was looking for a creamy Earl Grey, I would actually be going with this one. This one, because of that rooibos, it has a naturally creamy flavor, and the bergamot in this was very, very good. So I felt like this was a great, you know, like twist on a traditional Earl Grey using that rooibos. This was also one of those teas that as I was drinking it, it just felt very cozy. This would be fabulous as a tea like in January when it is stinking cold outside and snowy. This would be a nice cozy one. And I also love the fact that rooibos is caffeine free, so you could enjoy this in the evenings and it wouldn't affect your sleep. So this is the one, this was my top pick from the 4 in there. And in fact, this one is one that I know I will definitely be ordering more of. The Earl Grey green one, like I said, I still kind of want to play with a little bit, but that may be another one that I order. The other 2 were kind of, you know, passes for me, so I'll just finish those up and then not repurchase. But that's it, you guys. That is everything, all my feelings on the Earl Grey tea sampler from Adagio. Let me know in the comments down below if you have tried Adagio's Earl Greys, like any of these, or if you've tried, they may have others, I'm not 100% sure. But let me know if you've tried any of those. Also, let me know if you are an Earl Grey lover in the comments. What is your favorite Earl Grey? Is it a Stash Earl Grey? Is it a Harney & Sons? Is it another company? I would love to know your opinions. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will see you next time.